Hey guys, Chili Z here, and I'm getting ready to set up for an event tomorrow. I've got a 2-day event this weekend. During the holidays, I know lots of us have events going on, and one of our team members, Heather, has an event going on, and we were talking this morning, and it got me thinking, I don't know if I've done a training on this. I know I've done a training on my show setup, but I really want to focus on what I do at an event. So those of you guys who are on my team and have read on our team page, you know how passionate I am about events as a way to meet new contacts and leads. When you do an event, it's a way to meet outside of what we call your warm market and to get out there without having to cold call. It's an easy, warm way to make some new contacts. But what's important is that you're not just passing out stuff, that you're getting stuff back. And some people will say that they do events and they don't even sell product. I think with our Scentsy and Velata products, people want them so bad and it's gift-giving time that it's fine to sell some products. But remember that the top price item we have is our join item, our join opportunity. And so you want to make sure you're talking about joining our team. The next item would be to be a host. Hosts get all kinds of amazing benefits. And so you really want to talk about the host program. And if they're not interested in any of that, they can see you've got product for sale and so they can buy. So you don't really have to work real hard on the sell piece. You need to work on the join and the hosting piece. And so this is how I do it. Everybody does it a little bit differently. So I'm going to talk about the setup. So for me, I usually do a small booth, usually 10 by 10s, and I stand in front of my table. That's really important to me, to stand in front of the table. Now, some places have rules about being in the aisle and everything. So I push that table back so that I can stand in front and not be in that aisle. I do not stand behind my table because that puts too much distance between me and my potential customer, host, or new team member. So I stand back. Now, sometimes we've done a horseshoe. I do find that customers sometimes have a hard time going in and coming out. They don't like to feel stuck. If you're on a corner, it's a great way to you've seen my video on how I set up for that. So if you can get a corner, that's great. If not, you can do a horseshoe in case somebody wants to come in, but I'm still standing in front of the table. I'm not behind the table. To me, it blocks the energy. I'm just one of those energy people. Okay, so you're standing in front of the table. We're going to talk Scentsy, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm going to do for Velata this weekend. Okay, so I'm standing in the front of the table, and in one hand, you have to visualize because I don't have it with me, but in one hand, I have a bar of a Scentsy scent, maybe like a skinny dipping or a Christmas cottage or something like that. And then the other hand are I'm wearing usually an apron, and in my apron I might have this. This is my clipboards. I duct tape them, and then it's got a drawing slip on them. This is the Velata drawing slip. You can get the drawing slips from your workstation, and that's great. You can print your own. These drawing slips are from a friend of mine and Coach Becky Spieth. She has some awesome resources, and I'm actually using her drawing slips now at the events. It lays it out in a way that I really, really like it. But because it's her material, I can't share it. But I'll put a link so you guys can get some if you want them. Anyway, I've got my clipboard in my hand with a pen. So this is kind of like this. And I've got a whole table full of clipboards, right? But I've got one in my pocket, maybe two in my pocket of my apron that I'm wearing. So I asked the person, would you like to smell skinny dipping? If you ask somebody, have you heard of Scentsy? Depending on the area of the country or world, some people have and some people haven't. But down in Texas, it's pretty known. So that's a question that's easy to answer, yeah, and then they walk by. But when you're asking them to smell a scent, usually they'll walk up and smell it. So they're smelling the scent. And I'll say something like, do you already use Scentsy? Or what's your favorite scent? Or something like that. And then you start a conversation. Get to know a little bit about, and then I'll say, I'm doing a drawing. And then I hand them my drawing slip like this on the clipboard. And use whatever wording works, but you're doing a drawing you're giving away product, you're giving away whatever, and you've got like a basket or something you're giving away, right? Get the drawing slip. Now, here's the other piece. Because it's on the clipboard, they'll usually take it off the clipboard. And most of the time, they'll hand it back to you, okay? You want to get this back. Not just the clipboard, but you want to get their drawing slip, okay? So now, it's on the clipboard. They hand you the clipboard back, or they hand you the drawing slip back, okay? You turn the drawing slip over, and as you're visiting, you're going to take notes about the conversation or something that you saw that you got connected with. Because this is really important. When you call these people, you want to be able to have a relationship with them so you know what to talk about when you talk on the phone. So it says, do you want to host a party? Do you want to join? Do you want to earn free product? Do you want to get income? You want a career? Or you want to learn more about it, right? And so this is a good way for them to fill out. They may or may not check this. So they may not know enough about it. Like with Velata, they may not know enough about the brand. So they may want just some more information, right? Learn more about Velata, right? So they may pick that. So write down some of the things you talked about. What product did they look at that they liked? Or maybe the woman had really cute shoes. And you can say something like, oh my gosh, I love your shoes. And then when you call her the following Monday after the show, hey, Betty, it's Chilly with Velata. It was so great to meet you at the Holiday Expo. I just have to tell you, I'm still thinking about those awesome shoes. I love those little red things you had on. It's so cute. Anyway, I'm calling because, and then you get into your point or whatever, but you have a connection because you wrote it down. So then, after all that, you fold the little slip and stick it in the drawing box. They can see it. You can tell them good luck, you know, whatever. I get a lot of times, oh, I never win anything. And I say, well, my customers are always winners with me, even if you don't win the grand prize. Right? And so when you call them back, you can offer all kinds of specials or whatever because you're on a one-on-one phone call, and it's totally acceptable to do that if you want to. So make sure you're getting the contact information at these events, guys. Passing out your catalogs and flyers and everything is not going to work. You've got to get their info. We just heard of an example of somebody that was one of our shows, and we didn't follow up in time, and so she went and bought some knives and cheese from somebody else. So I've got to admit, we all mess up, but if you really want to work it and you really want to go after it, you got to do it. So I just tell you that I mess up sometimes so you know that we're all figuring this out at the same time. But it made me realize that I needed to make this point really strong, not only to you guys, but mainly to myself, to realize I have got to follow up with these people. Get the contact information and follow up. You also want to put them into your newsletter if they are okay. If they check that they're interested in the newsletter, they can unsubscribe anytime. But make sure you ask about that because there's some rules around just blasting people with email. So put them in your email contact tab in your workstation, and that way they'll get the newsletter. And if you do that this weekend, they should be able to get it when the one on the Wednesday goes out because it's the first Wednesday of every month. You want to make sure you put those contacts in the Monday before. Anyway, get your notepads, whatever. Girls, guys, whatever your thing is, right? I mean, I could see that the foodies might put cupcake duct tape or things like that. I love animal print. I consider myself the wild child, right? So I have the animal print, and they always love these animal print ones. They always come to the table and are like, oh, those are so cute. And then that starts a conversation. Anyway, make sure you're getting people's contact information. Pass out a bunch of cards and catalogs is what I call spray and pray. And that is not going to get you the business that you really desire. It'll probably get you some, but it's not going to get the business you desire. So get their information. And at a show, everybody's asking for their information. So just ask for it. They may say no. It's okay. Next person that walks by, ask again because you will get some yeses, I promise. I hope this was helpful. I look forward to hearing about your success. You guys can even put links below on some of the drawing slips you guys use and let me know what works for you. I really think you need to make sure you ask about the business, hosting, and then buying because when visually they look at it, that's what they're going to start thinking about. Let me know what you come up with, and I'll talk to you later. Have a sensational day.